Welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So this is the most commonly seen problem which leads to infertility, and this is seen in females during their reproductive age. So many of them are facing these issues. Let me tell you some details on this and tell some lifestyle modifications which can help in overcoming this particular problem. So it is very commonly seen. 1 in 10 women are facing this kind of issues, and there are a lot of cases coming up with this problem. So it is basically because of the hormonal imbalance that is happening, and it affects the multiple organs, and the organ which is widely affected is the endocrine system. So that leads to a lot of hormonal imbalance, which leads to problems. And recently there have been a lot of studies that has been done to find the relationship between this polycystic ovarian syndrome and its interaction, and even that leads to psychiatric disorders. So the link between these two have been studied in great sense by a lot of researchers, because the hormonal changes that happens, it leads to a lot of changes in you, because of which you might even suffer with anxiety, and that might lead to depression in the later stages. As we all know, our mind and body is very much interconnected. So definitely if there is some physical change happening in us, that will definitely affect our mental health. So in this way, there will be a lot of interconnection between physical state and mental health, which leads to issues. So you might have seen that people suffering from this PCOS, they have a lot of mood swing issues. Okay, so that this is genuine, that is because of the hormonal imbalance that is happening in them. So because of this, they may have a poor quality of life, and they may also suffer from depression and anxiety. And these people, even they are obese to most of the extent. So that can lead to some physical disturbances, which can also lead to mental health issues. And that will reduce their confidence, and that can even lead to depression. So coming to the normal condition, pituitary gland in the brain, it produces luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So these hormones are released into the bloodstream, and once it reaches the ovary, the egg maturation will happen. Okay, so every month a female releases one egg due to the normal menstrual cycle. So this egg maturation happens, and the follicle starts secreting estrogen. Okay, estrogen, this is a hormone. Finally, what happens is one of the egg becomes mature, and it gets released. So this process is called as ovulation. And once ovulation is completed, it will start traveling to the fallopian tube. And once it has been traveling in the fallopian tube, it awaits fertilization. So in case there is no sexual intercourse and there is no fertilization happening, the egg will combine with the lining of the uterus, and it will shed during the next menstrual cycle. Meantime, the immature follicles which are there in the ovary, they start dissolving. So this is a normal process which happens during every cycle in a female. So if she is not having any issues with infertility or polycystic ovarian syndrome, this is the normal cycle that happens in her. So what happens when a person is suffering from PCOS? That during this situation, what happens is there will be an increase in the luteinizing hormone that is produced by the pituitary gland. So this is since this is increasing, it will be released into the bloodstream, and this hormone, the luteinizing hormones which are released, it will disrupt the normal menstrual cycle. So because of this, there will be no ovulation, and that will lead to infertility. So basically these eggs are present in the ovaries, and they are surrounded by a bag-like structure called as follicle. And in this people who are suffering from PCOS, what happens is this follicle do not dissolve, and they will remain like fluid filled sacs in the ovaries, and that will be called as the polycystic ovarian syndrome. Coming to the signs and symptoms, so basically the most important sign and symptom here is menstrual irregulation. So a female may have less than 9 menstrual cycles per year, and even the intervals of the cycle may be more than 35 days. So the normal cycle usually becomes from 28 days to 34 days, but if it is like 35 days, 40 days, then that becomes irregular. And in certain cases, there might be a case where the female doesn't have periods even for 6 months. So that can lead to issues. So that will lead to a lot of infertility issues, because of which there will be no ovulation and no pregnancy. So that can even lead to a risk in case even if she is conceiving, there is a chance of miscarriage. So she has to take extra care. And this ovarian syndrome, that is polycystic ovarian syndrome, can be analyzed using a transvaginal ultrasound, which tells you how many such cysts are available within the ovaries. That will also lead to enlarged ovary, and these people will also face some issues with acne. So I've already made a video on acne, so you can watch that for more details. So here also there will be increase in the androgen levels, which will lead to increased sebum production. And I've already told you the importance of like what happens if there is excess sebum production. So same concept holds good even here, and that will lead to acne. Not only acne, they will face such issues of hirsutism. So this is a condition where the excess hair is seen in face, lips, chin, neck, etc. So this is a case where a lot of hair is seen. So you can see this image. This is about hirsutism. So even they may see some kind of male baldness pattern. So this is what it is, alopecia. So this kind of situations are also seen in this people who are suffering from this polycystic ovarian syndrome, and they may even have in severe cases their muscle mass can increase and they can have deepening of voice. And apart from that, they can even suffer from acanthosis nigricans. So this is a situation where some parts of the body will look gray in color or dark brown in color. So this usually happens in the neck area, armpit area, etc. So they'll be facing this obesity problems, and apart from that they will have other metabolic disorders like increased blood pressure, more triglycerides, and they may also face troubles with diabetes because they will have glucose intolerance. So that may lead to diabetic problems. They will also have problems with sleeping. They may snoring problems they may have. They may even feel tired throughout the day. So there are a lot of issues that can happen in them. And they may also suffer from cardiovascular diseases. So it's a thing which affects multiple organs, as I told you, because of the hormonal imbalance. So that leads to a lot of issues in various systems. It also can lead to uterine cancer because the shedding of the uterus that happens every month in a female is not there in these people, because of which the uterine thickness can increase, which can lead to cancerous situations. And it leads to a high production of testosterone, which can prevent ovulation in these people. So that can be one reason because of which it can lead to infertility. So testosterone is a male hormone, but even in females this is there, but at very low concentrations. But in these people who are suffering from PCOS, they can have high levels of testosterone, because of which it can lead to infertility issues. So these are some pictures to show you few signs and symptoms of PCOS. And one case study was done to see what are the symptoms of this. And among the symptoms, it was seen that menstrual abnormality was the one which was widely seen in patients suffering from PCOS, and then it was obesity, and then it was acne, in comparison with hirsutism, alopecia, and acanthosis. So in comparison with these three, these were widely seen. So approximately 70 participants were taken for this study, and these results are based on those 70 participants who are suffering from PCOS. So when exactly should you see a doctor? So if you have certain issues with your periods, that is you have irregular periods, or you have infertility issues, or you have certain signs and symptoms of hirsutism, acne, and male pattern baldness, then you can better see a doctor, a gynecologist who can assist you better. So even you can see the few causes of PCOS I've highlighted here. So one thing is, what happens is your body becomes resistant to the action of insulin. As we all know, insulin is a hormone which is required for breakdown of sugars. So if that is not there, if insulin action is not taken into consideration, the body starts producing more insulin. So when body starts producing more insulin, it somehow increases the androgen production also. So when the androgen production increases, this hormone will make it difficult for ovulation. So this is the reason because of which it leads to issues. Apart from that, they have seen some inflammatory issues also, and it can be heredity also. So through genes it can be linked. There are some studies which prove that based on genes it can be linked, and even excess androgen, as I told you, can lead to issues. So coming to the diagnostic criteria, I told you one main criteria is menstrual irregularity. Second one is hyperandrogenism. So basically there is an increased production of androgen in these patients. So this can be analyzed by laboratory results and clinical examinations. And finally the polycystic ovaries, which can be understood from the transvaginal ultrasound. So this is an image to show you how a transvaginal ultrasound can be done. And this is the image, ultrasoundic image that you can see. So this is in the case of normal ovary. So you can see these are the eggs. And you can see one of the egg is big in size. So this might be the one which is going to get matured. So once this ovulation happens, the other eggs which are present here, they get dissolved. So this is a normal situation. But what happens in polycystic ovary, you will have multiple eggs like this. So you can see, so they do not have the ovulation, they will have this ovulation issues, because of which this multiple cysts which are there in the ovaries, it looks like this. Okay. So this is the difference between a normal ovary and a polycystic ovary, which is analyzed by a ultrasound. So based on the Rotterdam criteria, there has to be at least 2 of these symptoms to decide if a person is suffering from PCOS. Okay, so minimum 2 of these symptoms has to be there. And then even with that, the doctor might recommend a pelvic examination, few blood tests and a transvaginal ultrasound. So coming to few treatment options, the main important thing here is you have to do some changes with your lifestyle. So lifestyle changes like taking low calorie diet and combining it with little bit of exercise is very, very important. And you can add few food to your diet, like you can have food which are rich in fibers. You can have fish, you can have turmeric and tomatoes, which are anti-inflammatory. So these are some of the food items that you can add to your diet. And the foods that you should avoid should be the food which are very much rich in carbohydrates, such as white bread, muffins, etc. So all your refined food, to some extent you need to avoid it, because you know these are sugars, and they once sugars are there in your body, your insulin action starts. And in your case, when a person is suffering from PCOS, there's a problem with this. I've already discussed that now. So more insulin means androgen increases, which can lead to infertility. So if you try to reduce your carbohydrate intake, indirectly you can try to avoid this situation. So in this way, trying to have a lot of sugary items, drinks and all these should be avoided. And even if you try to avoid processed and red meat, even that is good. So some other treatment options are, doctors might give you certain contraceptives. So this will be used to treat menstrual irregularity. It will be helpful even for acne and hirsutism treatment, and it will also reduce the risk of endometrial cancer. Apart from that, even hyperandrogenism treatment is there. Some drugs are recommended for that. But when you're in the stage of pregnancy, this kind of treatment should be avoided. Okay, so that is the most important thing, because since it's a hormone, it can have a negative impact on the pregnancy. So that's how this hyperandrogenism treatment has to be taken only when a person is not pregnant. And there is one more drug which is usually given, that is called as the metformin. So this leads to weight loss. So we know that obesity is one issue here. So to combat that issue, this metformin will be given, and it will lead to regulation in your menstrual cycle, and it can be used to treat even the type 2 diabetes. So in case of people in the adolescent age, they've seen that those who are suffering from PCOS, obesity has been the major cause, and that has led to a lot of depression and emotional stress in these kind of patients. And now it has been seen that previously it was like these symptoms were seen in people in the age of 20 to 30 or 30 to 40, but now even kids in the age of 14, 15, 16 are facing this issue. So this is basically because of the lifestyle changes that are happening and too much of packaged food and other things which is happening. So definitely we have to take care about all this. This is one option that I'm giving you, that is the Oziva Herbalance. So this is a Ayurvedic powder which can be used for treatment of PCOS. So it has a combination of 21 different herbal ingredients. So these are few of them which have been highlighted here. Okay, so it is help in your assisting your hormonal balance, and it will support the menstrual cycle in women. So this is basically, if you're trying to use this product, you should use it at least for 3 to 6 months, and see to it that within the 6 months, see if there are any changes that is happening in you. So it is completely a safe product which is 100% plant-based, but even then you can consult your doctor and then think of taking this product. So basically, if you want to take this, you have to just take 2 spoons of this powder in 150 ml of water. Just mix it, blend it nicely or mix it nicely, and then you can have it. So in case you're not having this problem of PCOS, but you have certain irregular periods and you have this facial hair problems, even then you can try to use this product. But there you can just use just 1 spoon instead of 2 spoons. So coming to few takeaway messages, as we all know, mind and body is very much interconnected. So self-care is very, very important. So this will help you in managing your symptoms in a better way. So there is no much cure that is available till date, but all these changes, lifestyle changes, will definitely help in reducing the symptoms. And once you reduce the symptom, there won't be any much issues. So the psychiatric illness because of PCOS, in most of the cases, it goes undetected. So it's very much required that in case you are having these issues along with PCOS, you better have a counseling done. So this kind of counseling might be for lifestyle changes, it can be for obesity, it can be for anything else, but counseling might be required. And in case you're suffering from any other comorbidities also, that can even lead to a negative impact on the quality of life. So hormonal fluctuations, we have seen how this can lead to a lot of mood swings. So people suffering from PCOS definitely will face this issue. So family support is very, very crucial in this stage. So family has to support these people so that they can come out from these symptoms in a better way. And we have seen how Oziva plant-based herb balance could help to a greater extent. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me till date. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and please share your comments in the comment section. And please let me know if you want me to make videos on any topics that you want. Thank you.